Hi, what's up everyone? My name is Aditya and welcome back to my channel, The Indian Algo. So it's been a while since I've uploaded any video because I just wanted to put up content that actually helps in your trading style. So that's the reason I'm pretty slow in uploading videos, but I always want to make sure that, okay, whatever I upload actually works. Alright, so in this video today, I'll be discussing about a pattern, volatility contraction pattern, and along with the complete setup, how you can actually trade it, or probably like use few indicators to initiate trades in that. So I'll be discussing all of that, starting off from the basic understanding of how a volatility contraction pattern works out. So how does a VCP looks like? So if I have to represent it if I have to represent it in front of you, it's probably gonna look like this. Where's this particular? Okay, yeah. So we have this. So initially what you will see is a spike in price. This is how a volatility contraction pattern characteristics are, or this is how it looks like. So if you see a spike up in price, something like this, okay, so there's a huge spike up, and this is where usually the traders try to get in. The new traders try to buy here, but and most probably they also buy here. They buy at the top, and I guess this is what happened in Bitcoin. This is where people are usually buying because they think that the move is already missed, or they'll probably miss a very huge move that's coming up. But this messes up their risk reward ratio. If you are buying here, obviously if you'll keep a stop loss here, it will get hit most likely. So this is where people, what they do is they try to hold on to the trade, they let the price come down, and the trade never goes in their direction. They probably lose a lot of money. Now if we understand this pattern properly, we will avoid such huge moves, and we will understand what actually happens just after this move for us to get us a better entry and a better risk reward ratio for better higher prices and like for better profit. Yeah, so this is what we are supposed to do, and not by simply getting in here, because people do not really understand what is this for. This is where you are being stopped out, or you are being like this is where the FOMO kicks in. This is where the fear of missing out kicks in, and every new trader gets in right here, probably here, probably here, probably here, and they also try to keep their stop losses just below this. Look at the risk reward they'll probably get after this move. And even if the trade goes in their direction, they will not be able to hold on longer, because anyone would think that, okay, I'm getting a small amount of profit, I'll just take in. But this is not how you are supposed to be trading, and this will make your life a lot tougher if you will trading lot tougher, and yeah, life lot tougher if you start trading here, if you start buying things here. Also, you cannot simply sell this. It's not necessary that it will come down, but what we are supposed to do is understand this volatility move. Once we understand this volatility move, once we understand this spike up, now how this spike up is going to look like, it's probably going to look like this. You'll get huge candlesticks, something like this. And as we see this up move, what we are supposed to do is wait for the prices to fall back down. But there's a particular manner where you have to understand the fall as well. And after this fall, there is some sort of price action that you need to understand and then initiate a trade. So this is what I'll be discussing now. Okay, so as we get this up move, first of all, do not enter anywhere here. Now nextly, what I'm supposed to do is where's that tool? All right, nextly, as the prices fall back down, so let the prices fall back down. As the prices go higher, let the price fall back down. Nextly, what you're supposed to do is let the price contract. This is the volatility, and this is the contraction where the prices are making probably like smaller swings. So it's probably making a swing high here and a swing low here, but smaller ones. If you see, look at the volatility here and look at the contraction here. The swings are getting smaller. Okay, so here the swing got smaller. Nextly, you will probably find this swing, and then again this, and then you will probably find this much smaller right here. So as you can see, it's getting contracted. The prices are squeezing up for a huge move to the upside. Okay, for a huge move to the upside, and probably you will see something like this, and then something like this. All right, so this is what you have to wait for. This is what you have to wait for. You have to let the prices do its work. So probably for this day and for this day, you will not get any trade. So this is where you'll have to keep your patience. This is where you have to keep your calm. And as you get a trade, probably the next day in the opening itself, we'll talk about all of that. In the opening range itself, you will probably get some trades and you can look for higher prices. This is what you are supposed to be trading. And this is how you have to be, this is how you are supposed to trade this particular pattern. You need to understand, this is no triangle pattern, this is no support and resistance sort of thing. You simply have to understand the volatility, the contraction, the timing to enter this particular trade for that particular day, and when you can simply avoid it, when you can simply trade it. So these are the few concepts that I will be talking about today. But first of all, I just need to make sure that these things are clear. The volatility contraction is clear. This is the volatility part, this is the contraction part. Now, is this enough? No, right? We need to have a lot of more concepts along with this. All right, we need to have a lot of more concepts, time concepts, time theory, price theory, all of that. All right, so what next? What am I supposed to do if if I get this, what next, right? Before moving on to that, there is one more type of volatility contraction pattern, just a different scenario, looks pretty similar, but there is a small stop loss hunt in it. So it's gonna look something like this. So you let the price fall down, you let the prices fall down, you let it create some sort of volatility contraction. So the volatility is here, this is the contraction part where the prices are squeezing down. All right, where the prices are squeezing down, and yep, so this is how it's gonna look like. Probably the first contraction is gonna be a little huge, then you will start seeing smaller ones, something like this, and then this. All right, and then if you can understand, what do we have below these lows? We have liquidity, right? We have liquidity. What do I mean by liquidity? I simply mean we have stop losses right here. We have stop losses right here, we have stop losses right here. Now what the price does next? The price gives us a fake out. The price gives us a fake out, moves higher, and this is where just after this you can look for longs again. All right, now here the price would be here and it will make some sort of contraction again. It will make some sort of contraction right here, and then you will get an up move. But we need to understand when this up move comes. So there's probably a particular time, because all this is based on algorithm. The markets work on an algorithm. That's what I believe. So everything that you are seeing is not random. If you'll see this, all this is not random. All this is not random. The markets are probably, this is done on Monday, probably this is done on Tuesday, and on Wednesday you get that move. It's not going to be the same days, obviously, that's what I'm trying to make you understand. But there is a particular day this thing is happening, there's a particular day this thing is happening, and there's a particular day that there's a particular day on which the stock is ready to catch momentum. You have seen some days, right, where the stock catches momentum and goes pretty high. So in those cases, you need to understand that this up move was pre-decided for that particular day. This up move was pre-decided. It's not that ki आज Nifty भाग गया, आज Bank Nifty भाग गया. No, it's all everything is pre-decided. So we have these two scenarios where the prices first make some normal lows, contracts, and then goes higher, and we have then another scenario where the prices are contracting, you get a stop loss hunt, and then you get another up move. All right, so these are the two things, these are the two scenarios that you need to focus on finding in your charts. Also, this does not work for selling. This does not work for selling. So if you would ask me what would I prefer for selling, I would prefer Quasimodo for selling. I would prefer Quasimodo for selling. I will not buy it. That's something I know, because the buying momentum usually comes when the day is like when there's a new day. But if you have seen, so you must have seen that when the day starts, if the price is supposed to go higher, it will simply rally as the price opens up. As the price opens up with small range candles, the prices will go pretty high. But for selling, you must have seen that the selling comes after a nice pullback. You can definitely see some good sort of selling. After a nice liquidity hunt, you can see some good sort of selling. But in buying cases, you may not see good buying after a liquidity hunt, because this buying is probably done on a day prior, and the move comes on the next day. So you need to understand, buying is good to be done in the opening ranges, when the market opens up around 9:15, 9:20, 9:25, around that time. But selling can be done at 11 o'clock, selling can be done at 1:30, selling can be done at 2:30, and also selling can be done at 9:15. But there are particular cases that you need to understand. All right, you need to go back and look at the times when the prices spikes up. You need to look at the opening ranges of the price, all of that. All right. So now coming to the entry part, let's talk about it. How are you actually gonna enter this? So it's pretty easy, obviously, to identify such patterns and to identify such contractions. But when is the right time to enter any particular trade based on these patterns? So firstly, what you have to do is identify the prices, the spike of prices, probably a volatility in prices. So as you get this volatility, you let the price cool off. So now this may take what? So let's say this occurs on Monday. You will let the price spike up and let it come down. So this day you will completely avoid trading this. Stock. Now, if the price is contracted the same day, you will still avoid it. You will give it some time. And let's say this contraction actually occurs on Tuesday. Okay, so you will definitely not see any momentum. If you see any momentum, probably a spike up, all of that, you will still avoid it. You will not take any trades in that. So let's say you get it on Monday, you get this contraction on Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, you will look for entries. Okay, this is how the stock market works. This is how the algorithm works. So let's say if you do not get this on Tuesday or Monday, you get this on Tuesday. Now what you'll do is you will look for contraction on the next day, and then you will trade this on Thursday. Okay, now coming back to the entry criteria part, what are you supposed to look for when the day starts? All right, when the day starts, it is very important for you to understand, as the day starts, look at the opening range candles. All right, look at the opening range candles. If the opening range candles are small, and you get your entry somewhere near an indicator that we'll talk about in some time. So let's see, your opening range candles are small, something like this, or if it forms a small range, but with small range candles. Okay, if it forms a small range with small range candles, all you have to do is mark that range up, let that range break out, and expect higher prices. All right, we'll talk about how to draw this particular range and all of that, but this is the best entry criteria that you can actually look for. Now let's say the opening range candles are wide. So as the market opens up, you see a wide range candle. Do not enter this. Simple reason, it is again a volatility. Then you let it contract. Then you let it contract again. And once the contraction breaks above, probably let's say you are using some sort of indicator that we'll discuss, or let's say you are using VWAP. So when the price actually breaks above the VWAP, this is when you can enter, but only after contraction. And this can occur on the same day. This can occur on the same day. So these are the two entry criterias. You can go back, like just rewind this particular thing and try to understand what I just explained here. Now coming back to this particular range, all right, coming back to this particular range entry, what you will see is, let's say the price ranges, the price is ranging something like this, the price is ranging something like this, the price is ranging something like this. What you will do is, as you get a small range, let's say these ranges also have wicks, these ranges also have wicks. What you simply have to do is draw the range body to body. Draw the range body to body. Do not wait for the wick to be taken out and then enter. No. As soon as you get a range breakout, this is where you can simply enter, putting your stop loss somewhere here and entering at the range breakout, targeting 1:3 probably. Or if you're a swing trader, then you can definitely put your stop loss here and target much higher prices. Much higher prices. Alright. I hope this is clear. If it's not, you can simply just go back, just rewind the video, look what things I just said or I just mentioned, just try to understand. And even if it's not clear, you can text me on Instagram. I'll drop the link in the description. Alright. And this is the same thing that you'll be looking here. This is the same thing. These are the two entry scenarios that you'll be looking here. Understand, if there is a wide opening candle, do not enter, because maybe 1 out of 10 times it will give you a move, but 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times it will hit your stop loss, because this is not the move that you are supposed to enter. It does not guarantee any higher moves. This is what I am talking about. If the candle is wide enough in the opening range itself, it is very likely to come back. It is very likely to come back and form something like this and then go higher. This is what you are supposed to be looking for. Now, which is the indicator that I use? It's this one. We have here Wavy Tunnel Plus. Wavy Tunnel Plus. So all you can do is simply go here, type Wavy Tunnel Plus. You will get this by Bolan, or I don't know like how to pronounce it, but this is what you can do. Use this particular indicator. How does it look like? Alright, so it will have, okay, so if I just simply go here and zoom in, so you will see here we have these black EMAs and these red EMAs. So this is what you can use. Now how and where should my entry criteria form? This is what we are supposed to discuss now. Okay, see, look how nicely it supports the black EMA. It takes supports at the black EMA. It takes supports at the black EMA, opens up wide. It is near the black EMA, spikes up, goes higher, takes resistance at the black EMA when the price breaks below. So this is of very high importance for me when I used to like use these particular patterns to trade. Now I trade based on like 1:5 scenarios, 1:5 ratios, risk reward ratios. So it's a little different from what I do now, but this is something that used to help me a lot. This is something that used to help me in my trading a lot. Alright, and it's not necessary for you to follow the style that I trade, because it's pretty quick now. It's pretty quick. I simply have to like understand the price action in the live market, and then yeah, I trade on the basis of 1 minute candlestick. So it becomes a little probably it will cause some sort of noise for you if you try to understand it, but obviously it's not impossible that no one else can do it and only I can do it. There's a lot of people who are already doing it. However, start off with something very nice. Start off with something very nice that can help you remain consistent in your starting days. Alright, this is what I'm trying to focus on. Alright, so now let's once again, yep. So now let's look at the charts. Let's identify the volatility contraction patterns. Where did it go? Yep, so we have it here. Let's try to identify the volatility contraction patterns and these entry criterias also with the indicator that we have here, wavy tunnel plus. All right, let's do that. Okay, so here we'll be using two indicators, VWAP and wavy tunnel. So what I want, if I simply tell you what I want is, whenever I'm taking a trade after a volatility contraction, and as I get this contraction, at least I should be above the VWAP when I'm taking or initiating a trade. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, I should be at least above the at least above the VWAP. Or when I'm using the wavy tunnel, I need to make sure that whenever I'm taking a trade, I am near the black EMAs. I am near the black EMAs. See how you get a nice bounces near the black EMAs. Here as well you get some nice bounces near the black EMAs. Also, let's see here. Let's go back here. Alright, so even here, if you see, you're getting those nice bounces near the black EMAs. So this is what we are supposed to be doing. Alright, we need to be sure that I am entering somewhere near the black EMAs to continue this particular uptrend. I hope this is clear. Let's now try to identify the volatility contraction patterns. So if I simply remove the wavy tunnels here, I'll remove all of this as well. Simply try to understand where can you figure out some sort of volatility, where can you figure out a higher move, something like this. So keep drawing all this in your charts, so you will have a better understanding of where you can identify volatility contractions. Volatility and contractions both has to be there. These two things has to be there. So if I can see something here, I get this volatility move higher, I will let the price cool down. ऐसा नहीं कि when I'm here I'll simply start shorting it. It won't make any sense. So you let the, as we see this volatility, what am I supposed to do next is wait for the prices to contract. If you see, the prices are contracting here, the prices are contracting here, the prices are contracting here. Now what do I see here? I see these equal lows being hunted. As the price moves below, comes higher, and now let's say on the next day I am ready to initiate this trade. Now what do I see? A spike up in the beginning itself. Now this is what I told you, right? We are not supposed to initiate a trade as soon as the first candle is pretty huge. This is a widespread candle, and the second candle is also a widespread candle. Now if you see what the price does again, volatility contraction. Now the prices are being contracted right here. You get a stop loss hunt. The volatility, this pattern is contracting. All right, now let's apply wavy tunnel first. Am I near the black EMAs? Let's see. Am I near the black EMAs? Come on, open up. Yep. So no, I'm not near the black EMAs. This is the reason I would probably avoid this trade. But let's see, am I near the VWAP? See, because if you are near the black EMAs, it has a very high probability that the trade will go in your direction. Right? Let's avoid wavy tunnel as of now, and let's apply VWAP. And if I'm supposed to enter, I'll probably, after this contraction pattern, I need the prices to be above here. Oh, okay, perfect. So we get this particular candle right here, and this is where I would enter. After this pin bar, I would put my stop loss here and target something 1:2, 1:2.5 most likely. All right. See, when I'm near the black EMAs, I can definitely take that as a swing trade. But when I'm away from the black EMAs, it is definitely gonna work as a good intraday trade, but not as a good swing trade, because the prices will come back and touch the black EMAs, and then from there it can move higher. All right, now this is simply the volatility contraction pattern that I'm trying to explain here. But what you all can do is apply your previous analysis. If you understand that, okay, we have some sort of supply here, this is the reason I may not take this trade, this is the reason I may exit my trade right here. Okay, so we need to understand all of those factors as well. If you can use that all together combined with your analysis, things will definitely work out in your favor. All right, let's see if I can identify any more volatility contraction patterns, something very volatile. Okay, so let's say here, if I have this, we do have some sort of volatility here. We do have some sort of volatility here. Now the prices are contracting. The prices are contracting. We see another volatility move higher, and the prices are again contracting. Let's see, we have this, we have this. All right. Now, if I am supposed to enter this trade, all right, let's see if there is a stop loss hunt. We have equal lows somewhere right here. There's a stop loss hunt and the prices are going higher. Okay, something not very this thing, I mean, like something not very convincing. If I get another volatility move higher and contraction, after that contraction is over, I can definitely look for longs. This is something that you need to develop. This is something, this visualization has to be developed by yourself. Okay, it's not simply that a contraction pattern bana diya, ek volatility bana diya, and we made another contraction and the prices will go in our direction. No, we need to have this particular visualization that, okay, this is not the right time for me to enter any higher moves. I need to see another volatility move, contraction, and then I will take a trade whenever I get an opportunity. So Dr. Reddy, keep an eye on this. All right. Now here on this Glenmark chart, we have another example of volatility contraction. Now this is a different perspective. Like if you try to identify, this whole move that you see here is actually a volatile move. This whole move that you see here, then this particular up move that you see here, are all volatility moves. All right, and then we get a contraction right here. Now as we get this contraction, you don't really have to figure out that, okay, am I supposed to enter in the between of the day, in between of the days, or like in between somewhere? No, you don't really have to figure it out. You just have to let the contraction occur. You just have to let the contraction get over, and on the new day, so this is a new day, 7th May 2021, 9:15 candle. If you see, look, the opening candles itself are small ranged candles. Then you get this spike up, then you get this move right here. Now how am I supposed to enter these trades? Let's apply wavy tunnel. We just need to get this confirmation that if we are near the black EMAs, yes. If you see, the price bounced off the black EMAs, so you can simply enter at this candle and expect higher moves. All right, and then next, if you see, let's see, VWAP, I did not, yeah, okay, so we are above VWAP as well. So we are above VWAP as well, and we are above the black EMAs as well. So this is something that will help you to initiate trade. See here, you're below VWAP. This is something that you can avoid because the contraction is still being formed. So this will save your wrong confirmations. Always make sure that you are entering near the VWAP or the black EMAs. That is something that will be very helpful for you. All right, let's look for more examples if I can figure it out right here. We have volatile moves higher. We have this volatile move, no proper contraction. So this is something that I will avoid. It's not necessary for me to enter these moves. It's okay if I miss it. It's totally fine if I miss it. Let's see if there's some sort of contraction, but do I have any volatile moves like just before that? All right, so I can see a volatile move right here. Okay, I can see a volatile move right here. Let's see what we can do. We have this volatile move here. We get a contraction of this on the same day. VWAP is trending as well. This is what, 925, 915 starts off here. So this is something that, again, this is something that is not high probability. If I apply wavy tunnel, if I'm near black EMAs, then probably I would take this trade, but just because it goes in our direction, it doesn't mean that this is a good volatility contraction pattern. The best ones are the ones which you give time for 2 days probably. So you get this on Monday, then you get this on Tuesday, and then you take a trade on Wednesday only if the ranges are something like this. you get a range breakout, and then you can trade it in your direction. Those are the best examples that we can ever have to trade. All right, I'll remove this, or I'll remove the indicators as well for now. So this is another example that we have here on Adani end. We get this volatile move, we let the contraction occur, we let the contraction occur, we let the contraction occur. Now on the next day, as this candle forms up, if we had a small range, we could have definitely entered and expected the price to go higher. But if you see, there is another volatile move higher. So you let the price come back, the contraction starts off here itself, the contraction starts off here itself, the contraction starts off here itself. So yeah, so this is something that you would probably miss. Again, if I was there, I would probably enter somewhere here if this is taking support on the black EMAs. Let's see if we have any black EMA support or not. Let's see. Or probably if the price breaks above the VWAP, I would definitely look to enter those trades as well. Alright, so this is not taking support at the black EMAs, it goes higher. Let's see when the price goes above the VWAP. Alright, so the price crosses up the VWAP, above the VWAP and the wavy tunnel at the same time, I guess, right? So this is where you can definitely look to enter your trades, and this was easy if you like simply put your entries somewhere here after the bullish engulfing, or as the price breaks above the VWAP and your stop loss is somewhere here, so you can definitely capture 1:2. And if you feel more confident that okay, this can be a good swing trade as we have some sort of gaps to be filled here, then definitely it can be a 1:3, 1:4 swing trade for you. Alright, so this is something that you can follow. Also, if you can identify 1 hour time frames volatility contraction pattern, that will help assist you in identifying much better swing moves, like something that can help you assist in taking swing trades or swing targets. All right, so I hope this video is helpful for you. Okay, so I'll have this particular example here that I can see. If we get this volatile move higher, we get these contractions, we get these contractions, we get these contractions. Again, if this contraction is taking support at the black EMAs on 1 hour time frame, then you can definitely hold it for a swing trade. Let's see if we have it here or not. Okay, I don't want VWAP on 1 hour time frame, makes no sense. Okay, it's pretty far. So I mean, like on the basis of EMAs, you will not be able to enter this, but as you get the breakout of this contraction, you can definitely take a good nice trade in here. And also you can trade this as on the basis of intraday. So if I come here 9:15, right, 5 minute, let's go to 9:15 at 5 minute on intraday basis, December. So TradingView is not showing the data of December, so I cannot move back to that particular date. Okay, totally fine. I hope this video turns out to be useful for you and you can use this in your setups. You just need to understand that these volatility contraction patterns are going to help you in taking or capturing breakout trades. So let's say if you have a resistance right here, and if you get this volatility move and then you are getting those contractions and you are ready to buy above this support, this is where you can look for buys, right? So this is how you can combine this volatility contraction setup with probably what you're doing right now. Okay, I really hope this video is helpful for you, and if you find it useful, just comment down in the comment section and let me know what topics you want me to cover in the next video, so I'll do that. Also, if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button, like button, and share the video as much as you can. Thank you so much.